This week on Fun in the Suncoast, we're going to talk about beer.
That makes me hoppy. Hey everybody, my name is Matt.
I'm Jen.
And this is Fun in the Suncoast. We're back at the Valerie Theater.
They let us back in.
And we had a great month at the Cove. Thanks
fun.
to the Cove for letting us shoot in there on their off day.
Luann, Kemper, Paul, thank you.
Thank you. And this week we have a show, a little bit about facts about beer, one of my favorite topics.
This was very interesting.
You have an event to kind of give us a quick update, so we're planning for it.
That's
and
right.
What is it?
The Rotary Club of Inverness is going to be hosting the Highland Craft Beer Fest February 11th at the Citrus County Fairgrounds in the Livestock Pavilion. There's going to be live music, vendors.
So it'll be outdoors.
It's going to be somewhat outdoors.
Well, it's under the canopy.
Yes.
There's a huge canopy there.
There's going to be food trucks, vendors, all kinds of craft beer. We're going to post some more information at the end of the show on the event.
And the links. We're going to... You can find all the links to us. But so there's going to be beer drinking and sampling.
Yes.
Food eating and sampling.
And all the proceeds go to all local charities and scholarships.
And our local Rotary, they do an awesome job. So
yes, please.
It's funny, we're going to do another thing about New Year's resolutions, a different show, but one of them is to give more. And this is an easy way to give, is to go get half loaded and get yourself a designated driver.
Absolutely.
Get 3/4 loaded. Why not? Why can't we get 3/4 loaded?
It's going to be fun.
And drop some money for charity. So we'll see you there.
Yes, see you at the Craft Beer Fest.
I love these beer things. And
These are so
we'll
cool.
wrap it. I want to ask you the first question. You can follow along if you know the answer. And it is, what is the most expensive beer in the world? I'll start. Do you know what that is?
That is, how do you pronounce that?
Tutankhamun, King Tut. That's who that is. His name is Tutankhamun.
$52 a bottle, and I'm presuming that's a 12-ounce bottle? I'm not quite sure. 16-ounce? I would hope.
It's probably a pint-sized bottle, or maybe a 22-ouncer.
Wow, that would be...
You know, one thing about Egyptian beer, one of the oldest beer recipes comes from ancient Egypt, and
this is so neat.
When they brewed it themselves, they found out that tetracycline was inside of it.
And that's an antibiotic, right?
So these people are drinking a beer. It's just like washing their mouth with antibiotics every time.
And putting it in their bodies.
Yeah,
I'm sure they were very healthy.
You see those old mummies, and they have perfectly white teeth everywhere, and you wonder, how is that possible? And they had a low sugar, compared to what we eat, low sugar diet. But if they were drinking this tetracycline beer, that could help. So
that's awesome.
There you go. Beer. Thank you, beer.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what country has the most individual beer brands?
Okay. I kind of would know this. I would actually guess, I see the thing, I would have guessed Holland.
You're right.
No, it's Belgium.
Belgium. Yeah, I would have guessed Holland as well. I would have.
They're right next to each other.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the same. Sorry, guys, it's just the same country. But 400 beers. It's the king. I think that's where the people that now own the biggest beer company in the world is from there.
Yeah.
And they own Budweiser, right? They own almost all beer.
That's amazing. That is so cool. 400. Wow. All right.
Let's get it. I love this stuff. The term rule of thumb.
I never knew this until...
Where did it come from, Jen?
The temperature of the beer, correct? They would use their finger. If they put it in and it was too cold, the yeast wouldn't grow. If it was too hot, it would die. So that is where the rule of thumb came from.
And moms have been doing this with warming up milk in the middle of the night for thousands of years, and who would have known that would have gone into beer?
Yeah,
rule of thumb.
Rule of thumb. All right, what's next, Matt?
Okay, I got this one. Who was the first American to brew lager-type beer?
That would be John Wagner in 1840.
And it's funny, because it says that he was first to bring this lager yeast from the brewery in Bavaria. Mm-hmm. The American beer tradition, people make fun of beers like Budweiser and Coors and stuff like this, but these are German beers. The American beer tradition is the German beer tradition, the Bavarian tradition, which, right, you've said before, you kind of come from a Polish family.
Yes.
And a lot of these countries are sort of, so it's sort of like the larger area, the same beer tradition. You had a good one about Czechoslovakia.
That was so neat.
What's the beer fact in Czechoslovakia? You've seen people do this
and
at a bar.
I never knew why. In Czechoslovakian bars, when you have had enough, you take your coaster and put it on top of the glass, indicating to the bartender that you're good, that was the end. And I've seen people do that
They'll
here.
just grab it and fill it back up and put it back down until you put something over the top that says stop touching it.
I love this part where it says Beer, as in all alcoholic drinks, is made from fermentation caused by bacteria feeding on the yeast cells, then defecating. The bacterial excrement is called alcohol.
Wow.
I didn't know that. But yeah, enjoy your beer.
So yeah, that's awesome. Now I don't want to have a beer. We were going to go have lunch and have a beer after this. And
we still
maybe,
are. I'll get over it.
Okay, what state has the most breweries in the United States?
I didn't look this
Think
up,
about
but
it.
I'm going to guess because this is where my mom's from and I've seen a lot of billboards. Is it Pennsylvania?
It is Pennsylvania.
Is it in Pennsylvania? Okay. And that's where Yingling's from.
Yeah,
right in Pottstown.
that's correct.
That's where my mom's at. So.
Well, you think about what Benjamin Franklin's probably a made-up quote, but Benjamin Franklin, right, famously from Philadelphia, said that beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy, which is true. I think that's true.
And that was probably one of the first states populated when Americans came, when America started. So I would think if, John Wagner was bringing over yeast, then it would primarily been in the Northeast. So
I got a couple more, and then let's bring this home. But I want you to tell the quick story about the first beer to win the ribbon and who that is.
That's right. In the Chicago World's Fair in 1893, it's kind of in the name. It would be a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. These are old beers, and that's awesome. So they call it because Pabst was the guy who brewed it.
But I would have loved to have known who they were up against.
So what's the last one? I think this is good for everyone to remember.
Clear beer is an indication of what?
Clear beer is an indication it's a special holiday?
No, it's water, and your friends are trying to sober you up.
Well, and it's funny. Yeah, you go somewhere in the last 3 beers. What's funny is if they charge you, that's $2.50 for that beer. What? Hey, everybody! So the Rotary event is coming up.
Yes, it's the Highland Craft Beer Fest on February 11th down at the fairgrounds in the Livestock Pavilion.
And did you just show up? Do you get tickets, or you just show up down there and you buy?
You'll buy tickets right there, or we'll show a link where you can buy tickets online. So we'll provide that link.
Live music, food trucks, lots of
It's going
fun,
to
lots
be
of beer.
awesome.
So
Yes.
one of the big explosions in the economy in Florida is these craft breweries that are springing up
There's going to be
everywhere.
so many different kinds of food trucks. It's going to be a blast.
So we'll see you there, and we'll see you next time right here on Fun in the Suncoast.
Bye.
Bye-bye.